depolarizing strengths. Or Potemkin in most Guilty Gear games where he has like full screen approaches and zoning. They're generally just getting best.
Shoutouts to Hugo, by the way, in Third Strike. I think, okay, I've casted with you 3 times. I think I've shouted out Hugo in Third Strike in all of them, but nevertheless. But no, you know what? The biggest dude in the cast and somehow not the worst character. I'm happy. Whatever. So, that's,
It's actually funny. I was watching a video on Third Strike recently, like the worst character in the game, or at least the bottom in the game, called 12, I think, or 13.
Yeah, 12.
And apparently he's just like, he's unplayably bad. Like his projectile is so negative on hit, you can like punish him with like Chun-Li's super full screen. Like his
more or less
don't do any damage. I'm just like, this is funny.
It's a little trash, yeah. No, you have to be winning neutral like 4 times out of 5 if you want to stand any chance with 12. And like low tier tournaments are fun as hell to watch because you're just seeing like Alex, you know, combo videos come to life against characters like 12 or just Q doing ridiculous stuff. But yeah, that's Q the character. Not okay, whatever. Anyway, yeah. But no, but that's the thing. It's just so fun to watch. Like even bad characters in fighting games do things, just because it's stuff that you're not used to seeing in tech that you may not have known even existed. But none of which is none of which is applicable, by the way, to the 2 characters on screen here, Bayo or Pac-Man.
Anyway.
Yeah. See, I'm not even convinced about Bayo being quote-unquote top tier. Like, I do think that Bayonetta is good. I think it took a little bit of getting used to from Smash 4 just because she was so busted, but you know, now that this game is a little bit more neutral-centric, you're not just like comboing people off at the top and pressing the win button anymore. Like, you are made to guess a little bit more on flat ground, and how do you do that? There's no other way to do it except by putting your own body on the line. It's, you know, it's very high reward, but also super high risk, and that reward isn't necessarily an automatic death off of the top anymore. Yeah,
exactly. That reward is like, it's good reward, but with the asterisk of you have to work for it, right? Like you have to know your combos, you have to know your DI traps and your like reads, and there's so many things you have to work for to get that reward with this character. And she has some potential. She can be really solid, but I feel like she's one of those characters where it's like you can have good days where you get everything you want, and you can have bad days where you just get nothing off your hits, and it just feels awful.
And like that.
Yeah. Or days like that where you just SD, because every Bayonetta player in existence, I don't know what it is, just facts, will SD at least once per set.
And the thing is, I can't even blame them because that's just how this character operates in this game. The recovery is not nearly as intuitive as it was in Smash 4. And while I do say intuitive, some people would just say outright broken because that character could not be gimped. Like, it's it's also one of those things where, like, it's a very different... You're not recovering in the most conventional of fashions with this character. You just aren't. Like, it's not as simple as you know, some demo tape by Sakurai would make it seem. So we're going back to Pokemon Stadium for game number 2.
I'm surprised they're running it back because I feel like the platforms are just giving Pac-Man like the freest places to like make Bayo's life hell. But you know, I guess maybe a Bayo player said, you know what, that 3 stock was a fluke. I can make this at least only a 2 stock, if not a dub.
Yeah, but I have to think in this matchup especially. I mean, there's got to be some room for Bayonetta to make this thing work, right? I mean, Pac-Man, maybe it's not the easiest character in the world to combo, but I mean, if you're able to work around the projectiles at least consistently enough, there's got to be something. There's got to be something to be said about that.
Yeah, I think one of the big issues he's mentioned is hard to combo Pac-Man is that since he's just kind of a ball shape and he's kind of small, like when he's in hit stun, he's kind of curls up a little bit. So he's actually really difficult to combo since he's kind of floaty as well. He ends up not getting caught by a lot of these like bigger combo windows. You might know with, like really fast attacks. And you will have the character that's very frustrating and kind of like not what Bayo wants. But in exchange, mobility move around projectiles is key. Lingering hitboxes to challenge projectiles and Hydrant also is useful if it's used. And it's definitely our tools for Bayo to work with in the matchup. It's just currently a Pac-Man player. He seems to be outplaying the Bayonetta player.
Seems to be the case, and yeah, this is a Pac-Man who has some pretty impressive wins under their belt. I mean, has won a couple of smaller tournaments just over the course of this month and has picked up wins over individuals like 8-Bit Man. Oh my gosh, is that serious right now? Like,
it happens, right? You get hit by a key and a Hydra, you just blow up. Faye was like 150. Yeah, she's not living that. Uh-oh. Middy misses a potentially big punish right there.
Yeah, no, that was, honestly, I don't know if you were looking at my camera. I reeled back. I was like, no, this can't possibly be happening. But, no, Middy does have wins over individuals like Yez, RM8, Supergirl Kells, Jja. I mean, this is not a Pac-Man that you really want to be trifling with. TrueDingus, a pretty talented player in of themselves, wins over individuals.
My God.
Like, dude. Never mind. You know what? We're just gonna not talk about the past. We're looking at this, and
can I just say, man, looking at Soldier was very cute. Middy did like threw a strawberry at the hydrant, and the hydrant pushed strawberry back, and then Middy immediately followed up. So it was like really ridiculously fast ball pressure from the projectile into like the Pac-Man attacks. I thought it was really cool. There's a little
projectile
like,
plays
see
so
often, like that kind of stuff used for non-close setups. That's super obvious.
You know, when we talk about characters being hard to combo, you generally talk about Bayonetta, who, man. When you're talking about it, it's like, oh yeah, you just can't really get those up air strings or whatever. Well, I mean, when you're able to utilize projectiles like Middy is, where you're knocking a character into you so effectively, I mean, what is it that you're to do if you're TrueDingus? You're not doing too terribly, but I mean, Middy is just outplaying you in every aspect, and they're getting these combos. And not only that, even when it's stuck off of like straight hit a fire hydrant.
You can tell that was like one of those like very frustrated, like I'm just gonna throw a first smash out and see what happens type of moves, and it worked. It's crazy enough. But
I can only imagine that F smash came with a particularly choice 4-letter F word being yelled out in the middle of it. But that's that could just be my projection. That's kind of how I feel playing the Inkling matchup. But nevertheless, we are going to get into
left in the timer. By the way, this game is like it's just a game of cat and mouse, right? And right now the mouse is definitely winning this as Middy just looks untouchable for most of the game. There's a bell in hand right now. You don't want to approach that. You throw the bell, catch it, make a trade. Almost every trade's good right now. That could be a kill. Ooh. Not quite. No combos go for any sort of combo. I want to go for projectile setup. A little bit unfortunate there to waste an opportunity, but you know what? Middy's chilling right now.
Yeah, Middy at this point not doing terribly for themselves. Actually has a win over Aaron at the airlock, but Aaron was playing Rob in that game. It was not on Diddy. Oh, really just gonna choke for the charged F smash.
Yeah, you know what? It might work. If it works, cool. If it doesn't, oh well. Not a big deal.
Yeah, I suppose it's not a big deal. At the same time, that is just disrespectful. Come on now. That is, have some decency, Middy. Dear Lord.
All I'm saying, Middy said, hey, this timer's going 2 minutes. I'm not trying to make Pac-Man players look like they play the game slow. Let me just mix it up. With that said, it didn't work, so right now Middy should go back to camping before Middy throws his lead away, potentially.
Middy, for the record, did barely miss out on top 8 of the airlock, losing MKLeo and Spargo, but they are reaching for higher heights here, all the way up to the stars in the middle of the galaxy, and they're going to take that win over TrueDingus by a score of 2-0.
Yep, and that was quite an exhausting set for both of them, I'd say. Even though Middy won 2-0, it definitely looked like TrueDingus was kind of figuring it out as the match was going on, you know, kind of closing that lead. It's just that match was 3-1 at some point, so